Hello friends! Today we're going to be working on using numbers in writing and all the rules that go along with that. So yes, there are rules for writing numbers. There are 5 rules for using numbers in your writing. Everybody say hello to Pepe. He is 7. Rule number 1. Please make sure that you write out numbers that are one word. Those one-word numbers are going to be all of the numbers that go from 0 all the way up to 19. Those are considered one-word numbers. And you want to make sure that you are writing them out using word form. So for example, as you look at these cute little kittens, my cat had 3 kittens last night. Incorrect is using the digit 3. The correct way to write this sentence is my cat had 3 kittens last night, using 3 in word form. Rule number 2. What do we do about those numbers that are above 19? Well, you need to make sure that any of those numbers that are above 19 should be written in numeral form. Now, this isn't always going to be the case of writing in numeral form, and sometimes you will have to write those out in word form, and I'm going to tell you how you have to do that. For 2-word numbers that you're using in word form, please make sure that you use a hyphen between those words. 24. If you're getting a number that is more than 3 words, you want to use commas to separate the places like you would in the numeral form. So if I have the number 2,102, I'm going to write it out as 2,000, 102. So here's some examples for you guys, and every single one of these is technically correct. However, the most common way, and usually you're going to be using the numerals to be writing out the numbers in these sentences. If you are using the word form, you just have to make sure that you are correctly writing it out using word form. But the most common ways that you're going to be doing this is going to be using those numerals. Rule number 3, this cute little corgi is begging you to please not start a sentence with a number. You want to make sure that you rearrange the words in your sentence, if possible, to avoid using a number to start your sentence. So we've got some examples here of the sentence, 14 boys came out for practice. Instead of starting my sentence with 14, I can switch some things around, I can add some words, and the correct way to write this sentence would be, there were 14 boys that came out for practice. Rule number 4 is all about centuries and decades, and centuries and decades should always be written in word form. For example, Bob lived in the 10th century. If you notice here in my wrong example, I've written out 10th using numbers, 10 and then TH for 10th century. That is incorrect. The correct way that you would write this would be to write out in word form 10th, TENTH. So make sure that decades and centuries are written out using words. Rule number 5, and our last rule, is that you always want to make sure that when you are writing years that you write numerals for it. Don't write that out in word form. So Bob was born in 1972. The correct way is to use those numerals. Wrong way is to write it out in word form. Check out these friends having a good time back in 1972. No social distancing going on for them. Here's just a couple of tips and suggestions for you guys. The first one is when you are referring to units of measurement, so say you want to say that something is 2 inches, Do not abbreviate your units of measurement. So you're not going to say 2IN. It's going to be written out. You want to write out the word inches. You want to also make sure that you're consistent. If you have more than one numeral in a sentence, you want to use the same form for all the numbers. And really, that's kind of how you want to do things for all of your writing. If you have a whole bunch of numbers in a paragraph, make sure that you're trying to use the same form for all of them. And that wraps up our using numbers in our writing. See you next time, guys.